Welcome to Fortnite 101, a brand new series on my channel which aims to help beginner keyboard and mouse players improve at the game as fast as possible. In today's episode, we'll be going over box fighting, Mongraal Classics, and how to improve your aim with a mouse. I am super pumped to be starting this series on my channel, and I hope you all go on to enjoy it. Before we get into it, please like the video and subscribe with that notification bell turned on so you don't miss any of my future videos. Now let's jump right into it. Alright everyone, so the first thing I'm going to be showing you is how to do the Mongraal Classic. It's an insanely easy tactic to learn, and I'm going to show you how to do it as easy as possible so that you can nail it down and begin your transition into playing competitive Fortnite doing the easiest things first, because if I started off showing you the most advanced things in the world, you wouldn't really know what to do, so that's why I'm going to take it slow for you guys and show you the most basic things first, hence why this series is called Fortnite 101, because I want to show you the easiest things that you can learn first before we start getting into the harder stuff. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. Right now I'm currently just in this random block island, nothing special, I just made it for this video. So to demonstrate, I'm just going to make this box for you, and now here is our little box demonstration. Now I can go ahead and show you how to do the Mongraal Classic. So let's assume you're gliding in on someone's box, just some unsuspecting player, and now you're right in front of their box. So now what are you supposed to do? You don't really know what to do, you're brand new on keyboard and mouse. Calm down, let me show you exactly what you're supposed to do. So let's just say our opponent's right on the side, even though there is no one, just assume there's someone on the other side. We're gonna go ahead and try and break the wall. Now this is a bit more complicated than it does seem, so I'm actually gonna pop my hand cam up on the screen for you so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. As you guys can see, my mouse right here has a back and forward mouse button. In my case, my wall is on my back mouse button, so we're gonna need to utilize two buttons here. We're gonna need to utilize the left click and the back mouse button, which is my wall button. You're probably wondering, oh, why do I need to do that? Why do I need to do that? Well, I'm gonna need to swing my pickaxe, which is my left mouse button, and I'm gonna need to immediately hit my back mouse button, which brings out my wall. So it's gonna look something like this. We're gonna hit this button and immediately pull out the wall. So it's gonna pull out our build immediately. You don't need to have any mouse buttons for this. This would work even if your wall was on a different key. Let's say your wall was on V, for example. It would still work. So let me go ahead and change my binds really quick. So just in case people don't have mouse buttons, it'll still work for them and it's not as confusing. Alright, so to make this easier, I just changed my wall to V on my keyboard. So as you guys can see, if I click V, it's gonna pull out my wall, and it's gonna be the exact same thing I just showed you. So you're gonna want to hit your mouse button, which is obviously going to swing your pickaxe, and then you're going to want to immediately click V. So it's going to look something like that, and it's going to pull out our wall right away. You want to make sure that you're close enough to the wall that when you swing your pickaxe, you're actually hitting the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. So left click and then V. Didn't work that time, so we're going to go ahead and reset. Do it again, V, didn't work again. You have to get the timing perfect with this, and I'm not the best with timing. It's fine because we're still learning here. There's a whole bunch of practice that goes into this. So we're gonna go ahead and do it again here. And we actually did get it this time. We did hit the wall, and it's partially broken, and we had our wall pulled out. You wanna go ahead and do that again, and you actually did end up taking the wall this time. So before we continue with the Mongraal Classic, I want you guys to practice that very simple technique that I just tried to show you. You want to learn how to swing your mouse button and place a wall at the exact same time. So it's going to look something like this. You're going to swing your pickaxe, pull out your wall immediately. Swing your pickaxe, pull out your wall right away. It's just a very, very tedious process, but if you really want to learn this, you need to practice this because it's a super important part to getting the Mongraal Classic started. Alright, so now you're pretty much halfway done the Mongraal Classic. Now you have ownership of this wall, so what you're going to want to do is go ahead and edit the 3 squares here. You don't need to do it very fast because we're just practicing here. And now this is a pretty hard part, so before you let go, you need to make sure you have confirm edit on release on if you want to practice this. Confirm edit on release makes this process a whole lot easier, so I do recommend you go ahead and turn that on in your settings if you don't have that on currently. There's currently a little video playing of how to actually turn that on if you don't know how. It's a very, very good setting, and I highly recommend you turn it on because if you don't use this setting, the Mongraal Classic will be harder to learn as a beginner because you're going to need to click more buttons, and you don't really want that as a beginner because you're starting to learn the layout of the keyboard and stuff, and I get that because I've been there. I know the struggles, so I'm just trying to make sure you guys don't run into any of the problems I ran into when I was transitioning to keyboard and mouse. And with confirm edit on release on, I can just continue holding this mouse button and nothing will happen, but the second I let go, the edit will go through. So that's pretty much what confirm edit on release is. So now let's say you have confirm edit on release on. Make sure you have your other hand placed on your stair button. So in my case, it's my forward mouse button right here. So the back one is my wall, the forward one is my ramp. So what we're going to go ahead is really quickly, you want to let go of the wall and immediately place your ramp. So as you guys can see, we now have the ramp in the box. And like I said earlier, for the wall example, you don't need any mouse buttons for this. You could have your ramp on G, H, B, V, C, any different button on your keyboard, it would work. It doesn't need to be on your mouse. It's just an example, and it's just the keybind that I'm using to use my stair and wall. Just follow the exact same steps that I'm showing you. If your keybinds are different than mine, it does not matter. You can still follow this tutorial. You don't need the same keybinds as me. So now let's assume that you've gotten the wall, you've placed your ramp in the box, and now your opponent is stuck behind here. So now what you want to do is a couple things depending on where the opponent is in the box. If your enemy is on the left hand side, you're going to want to edit the right hand side of this ramp here, because that's going to open up the left side for you to go ahead and shoot your enemy. However, if your enemy is on the right hand side, you want to edit the left, because that's going to open up the right for you and you can go ahead and take your shot from there. And if your enemy is in the middle, you want to edit either the left or right hand side. It doesn't actually matter which one you edit, because it's going to open up the middle regardless. So just go ahead and edit wherever you want. Or if you wanted to just get a little bit more fancy, you can go ahead and edit this in like a staircase formation, and then you can go shoot him right in the middle. That's always a really good edit to pull on them, because they're never expecting that. Alright guys, so if you want to go ahead and practice everything that I just taught you in a more simplified form, you're going to want to go down in the description and copy the Scavox aim training map code. From there, you're going to be greeted into this hub with a bunch of different scenarios, a bunch of different weapons. I'm just going to grab a pump and an AR really quick, and now we're going to head over to these scenarios. So like I was showing you the Mongraal Classic, if you don't want to go ahead and build a bunch of boxes and do everything yourself, you just want to hop into this creative island and go ahead and shoot the Mongraal Classic area, and it's going to bring you into a Mongraal Classic thing that's already set up for you, and you don't need to do any of the work. So once you actually go ahead and shoot it, you're going to be greeted with this wall. So you want to edit it slowly, because this is not a race here. And since you're a beginner, you're trying to get used to the layout of the keyboard. I get it completely. So there's no race here. There's no pressure. You don't need to go fast. You don't need to be Mongraal on your first day. Just take it slow. Take it easy, you'll be fine. And now once you've went ahead and edited down this entire thing, you're going to be greeted with this wall, and now you're just going to do everything that I just taught you. So it's a very simple thing. Go back in the video, watch everything I taught you again. I've changed my keybind from my wall back to my back mouse button. Now I know where my keybinds are. So we're going to go ahead and practice everything that I just taught you. It's very simple. Take your time. Please make sure you take your time, or you're going to be extremely frustrated. This is going to take you days, weeks, if not even months for you to actually nail this down perfectly. So please take your time, because the faster you go, the slower you're actually going to learn, because you're doing a whole bunch of things that you don't really understand. So make sure you get used to the keyboard layout, get comfortable with it before you actually go full in and everything like that. Just take your time. It's not a race, and you'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and practice everything that I taught you. We're going to go ahead and edit the 3 squares here, place the ramp on the inside of the box, and since the enemy is in the middle, we're going to pull that really odd twirly stair trick, and we're going to go ahead and kill him. Now we're going to edit down here again super slowly, because remember, it's not a race. So eventually when you're done these Mongraal Classics, it's just going to bring you right back to the hub. It should happen fairly soon here. And there we go. It just brought us back to the hub, and here we are. We're back to the hub, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so now that I've just taught you guys how to do the Mongraal Classic, I'm now going to go ahead and show you guys how you can go ahead and get better aim with a keyboard and mouse. So we're still in the Scavox aim training map, so what we're going to be doing is just going right onto Tile Frenzy or any one of the other aim training things, but in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do Tile Frenzy in particular. So you just want to go ahead and shoot that, and now you're going to be greeted with this settings menu. So you just want to go 100 meters free play, and these targets are going to be pretty far away, so you can customize it how you want. You can change the distance if you really want to, but this is pretty much it. All you want to do is go ahead and shoot the targets now, and that's pretty much it. You just want to go ahead and keep shooting these targets. And now since this aim trainer is using your in-game sensitivity, it is much better than Kovacs, because you don't need to go ahead and import your sensitivity. You don't need to do any of that kind of annoying stuff. It just has your in-game sensitivity activity already done for you, and you don't need to do any of the other hard work. You just simply load up this map and go to town. You just practice this every single day when you get on Fortnite, and you will definitely see improvements in your aim within a couple of days, if not even after the first day of you trying this. And now once you feel like you've done enough aim training, what you want to go ahead and do is emote, and that will just take you right back to the hub. But before it does that, it'll actually show you your score. So I hit 117, I missed 12, so I got 105 as my score. So what you want to do is shoot the back to hub button, and now you're going to be at the hub again. And now guys, since I've shown you how to do the Mongraal Classic and how to improve your aim on a keyboard and mouse, I'm gonna hop right into the last tip, and that is how to do box fights. So let's jump right into it. And now jumping right into box fights, as you can see, we built a wall here. A lot of box fighting is just Mongraal Classics, and that's exactly what we spent most of this video trying to learn. So if you can nail down the Mongraal Classic and all the different variations of it, which there are a bunch of different videos that are more intermediate. If my video was too beginner for you, I'll leave a link down below to some more advanced videos. And now we are inside the box. There's a couple things you want to learn how to practice. You want to learn how to practice your right hand peeks, because those are incredibly important, and make sure you're not editing on the left hand side, because the enemy can see your head. And with the right hand peek, it allows you to hit your opponent and you get a bit more cover, so it lessens the chance that you're going to get shotgunned in the face. Here I'm just demonstrating a couple of them on screen, so it's pretty simple. And you can also go for this like weird cone technique thing where you make a wall edit and you shoot over your cone. I don't really see too many people doing that, but it's possible depending on the circumstance, and also depending on the skill level of the player. It is very possible that you can go ahead and perform that on your opponent. So since I didn't want to keep the box fighting section super long in this video, I'm just going to keep rolling some of my box fighting and zone war gameplays in the background so you can get a glimpse and see what I do when I play box fights. There wasn't really much else for me to actually cover in box fights, so I wanted to keep it short, simple, and right to the point. A lot of box fighting is just Mongraal Classic, so if you want to go back in the video and just watch that, make sure you have that all nailed down. That's really your big point that you need to nail down, because Mongraal Classics are a huge part of box fighting. Anyway guys, that's going to be it for me in today's video. I'm so sorry for the delay on this video. If you guys enjoyed this series and want to see me continue it, please let me know down below. Also let me know what other beginner things on Fortnite you want to know as a beginner keyboard and mouse player, whether it be at like 90s or double floor wall ramp rush. Let me know down below, because I'd love to hear from you and what you want to see in the next episode. Anyway guys, hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you did, please again make sure you guys drop a like on this video and subscribe. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.